filthy.
It's like campfire music.
It's something you'd want to write like a passionate novel to.
Something you want to listen to if you're in the Scouts. So, yeah.
That'll save a life. Oh, man. I haven't actually hung out and fucking listened to Megadeth in a while. I almost feel like an asshole for saying that.
It's kind of a hard it's a hard listen, actually, for me after reading. I knew Dave Mustaine was an asshole. I knew it. I already knew. I mean, it's like not like breaking news here or anything like that, you know. But shit, man, that guy might be the biggest asshole in the music business. Period.
Yeah, if anybody says anything different after his death, which, you know, I mean, now we might actually have a fucking date for that.
I don't know.
I mean, throat cancer for someone that already sounded like that.
In the defense of Nick Mintz, like, I don't think he's got cancer. That's the.
I think it's a fucking liar, he says from beyond the grave. I totally forgot about how he died.
Yeah. Well, it was a heart attack, you know. Yeah. But I mean, but Nick Mintz left Megadeth. Well, was shown the door from Megadeth after having like a weird knee thing. And he's
Are you saying Mensa?
Yeah,
it's Mensa.
Mensa. Yeah.
Mensa. Like Nick Mintz.
Same dude.
Full that fresh breath.
Yeah, man, it was like a weird tumor in his knee or some shit like that, and doctors thought it might have been cancer, whatever. You know, that's what he told fucking Dave Mustaine, and then the angry ginger goes, oh, well, we'll see. And then like a week later, like, no, he's not going to be able to play a North American tour, so we're going to get this temporary to fill in, and then that temporary then became the next drummer, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, fuck, man. Dave Mustaine has never been able to hold on to a solid band ever.
No.
The fact that the bass player came back from the old days.
That's the thing.
David Elson.
You know, I mean, most bands, you bring up their Wikipedia page, and it'll say current member or active members and past members.
Yeah.
Past members, usually, you know, most bands, you got 3 or 4 names in there. Sometimes not that many at all.
And more times than not, they're fucking past members because they're dead.
Megadeth has a link.
That's when you know. That is when you fucking know that this is a revolving door of a band. Which is really funny, thinking how goddamn talented Megadeth is. I don't want to say was, because I think they still churn out fucking constantly thrashy music. The last album was one of their best albums. And that's because they finally have the drummer situation figured out. Granted, they had to borrow the drummer from Lamb of God.
Right.
But that guy's a fucking human metronome.
Yeah. I mean, and that's...
When he's not out riding a motorcycle.
I guess that's what you can really ask for, I guess. Hey, by the way, you're going to notice some background noise in this week's episode. My air conditioner decided to take a shit on the afternoon of Wednesday before the 4-day holiday weekend that people consider to be Independence Day.
Before the summer of Kevin began.
And
it truly is now summer.
Man. Yeah, so anyway, I do have like a portable AC unit I'd bought that it's okay. It would work great in a much smaller room than the one I've got. But other than that, I'm just running the shit out of fans. I have like 3 fucking fans right. I got circulating and 2 box fans, and I'm just running the shit out of those things.
God damn. Need one of those fans in here that like blow the fucking water mist like they have on the sidelines.
You know, actually, I kind of thought about it because they got them at Walmart for like $50.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't even. God damn.
But I thought, I've got musical instruments here. I don't need fucking anything.
You might as well just get a goddamn swamp cooler in here and just ruin everything. Well, my grandfather's first acoustic guitar was an Applause. And he had to take it in to get the neck fixed because we ran a swamp cooler.
Yeah, that man kind of stayed pretty singular with the Ovation shit.
He liked the lightness of it. He also liked it was like kind of a slim kind of fucking body on it.
No, I dig.
And I think he also had a thing for the dovetail at the end because of him being a flint napper.
Yeah.
And dovetail was like one of his favorite points to make on the bottom there.
Sure.
So I think he viewed his guitar as one big fucking airhead.
I had an Applause that my brother Daryl gave me. See, when I started playing guitar, I was playing on this classical guitar of his.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm banging out stuff on this acoustic, fucking like Kiss or Rush, whatever.
Playing Kiss on with nylon strings?
David Bowie, yeah. I mean, but I was used to playing on this huge fucking neck, you know. And the dude knew I really liked the guitar, but the problem is he liked it too. So,
yeah.
But what he did, I just out of the kindness of his heart, he gave me this Applause that he had. And I had that for a number of years until I traded it on this Fender Tele that I've got, my old Black Beauty.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. And I just did some horse swapping on that. And as it turned out, I actually did get a better end on that deal. Applause just didn't hold its value. Ovations did.
Right.
They were all owned by the same fucking people, made in the same place, but, you know.
A little bit cheaper.
Yeah, but Applause was the cheaper brand, you know. But this one was pretty beautiful. It had a crazy, weird purple wood grain on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and the rounded, carbon back and, you know.
Yeah.
And it was okay. It was, my problem was it was too in between. It didn't do the things I needed it to, either on one spectrum or the other. It didn't play country great. It didn't really play fucking metal or rock and roll great. It was in the middle. I could play some 60s folk shit perfectly.
So it had one wheelhouse it could do.
Yeah, and it wasn't really the wheelhouse I was kind of in, you know. But, oh well. But it's fine. But, you know, and I mean, and as things evolve now, I look back at that telly and go, geez, that thing was kind of actually a heavy piece of shit now that I'm accustomed to other stuff.
Right.
You know, I mean, innovation is still there. Not by Gibson, by the way, but innovation is still there, you know, by other makers, but yeah.
People still innovate.
Which, to the follow-up to something we talked about last week on Gibson trying to sue, who the fuck
Dean.
Yeah, Dean. They immediately went, whoa, well, you know, really, we're just trying to work in collaboration. We're all in the same game. It's like, go fuck yourself. Social media judged you.
And then, well, that's also, did you see the video they put out? That was basically like, motherfuckers, we're coming for you. We're here to fucking maintain the prestige of our name, and we're not going to let knockoff assholes take it away from us. Made them look like assholes.
Right.
Bigger assholes than probably they already reviewed.
Yeah.
And I was digging a little deeper into it, and they're suing Dean over the Flying V design. One of the 5 things they're suing Dean over.
Right.
And
they find a guitar maker that's kind of small and niche.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going after the fucking, like, Ibanez. They're not going after, ESP. They're not going after the fucking people that's got money behind it.
They're going after a maker that has a small but fucking religiously loyal following.
Yeah.
It's because of Dimebag, of course.
Right.
But the thing about the Dean Flying V style is, it looks just like a Flying V. But they've been making that shit since 1979.
Right.
So, I mean, granted, that doesn't mean they were making it first.
No, but I mean,
they've been doing it for 40 years.
Pretty late to the goddamn game to put a lawsuit out in the first place. I mean, I think we drove that home last week. But yeah, now this week it's like, oh no, we're all cool. We're just trying to put good instruments in people's hands.
We just want to be friends.
It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's just, man. My favorite guitar players of all time have played fucking Gibson Les Pauls, but it's harder and harder for me to really consider thinking about buying another Gibson. It really is based purely on the assholes that are running that company now.
Well, the quality of the instrument you make will eventually be eclipsed by how big of an asshole you are.
Eventually. Now I also hate these low rent motherfuckers that get on Facebook and, get on Gibson's like, oh, what's this, about $5,000? Meh. Hey, go get a job, bitch. That's what everybody else does that wants to own a Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go buy any fucking Gibson you want for like what? What's a base model run?
Base model's about $1,200.
That's still a little.
Well, and you can actually go. I think they even do the lower end now. That's like about $9. But yeah.
But if you're rocking a Gibson electric guitar,
$1,200 will get you a studio LP. Yeah,
that ain't bad.
Right,
that's really not bad.
And you can start looking at standards at about $1,800 to $2,000, and that range somewhere in there for their low end on that. Yeah, but if you want to get fucking crazy, Gibson will get crazy with you.
Yeah.
If you want to drop $7,000, they'll figure out a way to make that work.
They will find a $7,000 guitar for you. Damn right. Well, I'm more proud of the fucking people that can play $7,000 guitars.
Yeah, no, I'm a G&L guy at the moment, and I might become an ESP guy later. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
your ESP plays better, the same or better than my Les Paul.
Yeah, in certain areas.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as like
the high neck play is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
The action is like pretty perfect on that fucking guitar.
When it comes to fucking just like overall sound, though, man, that fucking Gibson is creamy.
Yeah, no, it is. But I mean, now if you're looking for a crunch, that fucking ESP.
Yeah, no, if you want to fucking just go burn the earth, you can get it done with that motherfucker.
Yep.
You might not be able to woo a woman unless she's into that shit. Then you'll turn
in which
into
case
a rage.
then you got to start putting the whole roster together. Like, all right, cool. She digs crunchy fucking metal. She's got fucking 30 tattoos and got her cooch, with a fucking bar through it. Let me pull her up on NM Courts and see if she's got any shit going on.
Well, that's what I'll do. That's what I do with just people I meet.
Yeah.
You know, if I have to vet you the only way I know how, and that's to judge you on your past.
Right. That's all good American
and
shit.
they're like, oh, okay. Well, you haven't been to court in 6 months. Fuck off. You're done.
Indiscretions of youth are one thing, but if you're an active criminal, that's
if you're an active criminal, you're fucking dead to me. Oh, man.
Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. We come together once a week on Fridays, talk about all the important shit of the day, and it's been such a mixed bag for me because I finally have my fucking Jeep back, finally. After being in the shop for a week and a half, or just over a week. Again, I'd mentioned it earlier. I don't have any AC, so I have this little portable unit that only works great when the sun's not out, and we're in the middle of summer, so that means fucking 14 hours of sunlight a day.
Yeah, and between 5 and 7, that's your hottest part of the fucking day.
And that's where we're at right now. That's fine.
Yeah, we're survivors.
You know, it's
we're not wearing pants.
If for nothing else, no, I'm wearing shorts. It's the summer.
I'm not wearing anything.
It's the summer of Kevin. That's
you said pants were optional. I thought that just meant I don't have to wear pants.
Yeah. Well, shorts are pants.
Okay. I'm sure.
Yeah. But so yeah, I've been struggling, but all I did, I look forward to, it's my hubris. I look forward to a 4-day weekend, the second one I've had since working at this place for over 18 and a half years.
Wow.
Yeah. And but yet, so instead of being able to go out and do some fun shit, because I thought about driving over to the Metroplex and hanging out with our friend Seth over there and shit like that. I can't. I have to keep shit limping along here because now I might blow fucking circuit breakers randomly at this moment. You know.
Well, that's a thing of it, like indoor ACs like that. They have a lot of pull on them.
Yeah.
And when that condenser kicks on, it just gets worse.
Well, and that's what's fucked is my my compressor, I think. I mean, and I had a friend of mine tell me, he's like, man, it's going to be anywhere from like $100 to fucking $6,000. So,
yeah, that's too big a fucking window, dude.
Yeah. Well, and then I was talking to Silka, who usually is here handing us beers during the show.
Yeah.
And
damn it.
And she'd said, you can get. She said they got like a refurbished one, like at a very, very steep discount. And they're still warranted and shit like that. So, I mean, realistically. The worst case scenario, I think probably about $3,000.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, but
it's still
a pile of money.
That's a pile of cash.
That's a pile of treasure right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that buy a lot of beer.
But but you can't fucking survive here without fucking.
That's fact.
There are people who live by fans around here, like you're indigent people and fucking seniors are on a fixed income and they get $10 changes their entire month,
Right.
And that's what they do and that's what they live off of. God love them because, man, I couldn't fucking do it.
It's tough. I don't have an air conditioner in my little goddamn hobbit hole. But I'm just afraid of wasps and various other insects coming in and fucking destroying me. It is. I've adapted to it. Well, shit, I went to Vegas and it was 117. I was like, this is hot.
Yeah.
But I can still function.
Right.
Where everyone else is like dying.
I hit 102 and my brain starts going, fuck you people. I'm in the mood for violence.
That or cookies. Cookies and violence.
Cookies and violence, that's not a bad way to go. Yep. It's also not a bad name for maybe a prog band, but yeah.
Yeah, I like Megadeth Hole from earlier.
Megadeth Hole.
I like that.
That's where you get old fucking Kurt Cobain's fucking wife and Dave Mustaine trying to get some shit going, right?
That's a mega asshole. Oh, man. I almost lost sleep last night over the discussion we were having.
Oh, on the lists?
Yeah.
Okay, well, to set the stage and be thinking about this because we're going to get to it under the metal stuff.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I
don't know what new releases were today. Not that I don't care, but I kind of don't care right now. It's 90 degrees in my house. It's we did a list like a year and a half ago, if you'll recall. Year and a half.
Was it a year and a half? God damn.
Year and a half, 2 years. It's been a while. It was one of the earlier podcasts we did, and it was where, put together your mega band, put together the best band of some shit. I didn't take it seriously. Fuck, I named Henry Rollins as my lead singer for that shit. But so
that wasn't bad. You nailed the bass player.
But to up the ante is that I came up with, what about if it's a band where nobody is still alive? basically your band in Valhalla is kind of what the premise is. And so you have to make your picks. I don't give a fuck who it is or what they did or anything else. It's limited to a 5-piece. And those 5 can be whatever you want. If you want to fucking name 5 lead singers and they just be a cappella band, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, like some kind of fucking Valhalla Rat Pack. 5
bass players. Well, we automatically know we're going to report you to Homeland Security, but obviously, for obvious reasons. But I mean, it's a 5-piece, So in the traditional sense, the recommendation would be lead singer, lead guitar player, rhythm guitar with maybe vocals, whatever, bass player, drummer. 5-piece, a standard 5. I mean, you could always switch one of those out with a keyboard player, whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't care. But we're going to adjust this list, or not adjust it, but actually compare lists later. It's kind of the big follow-up to the Ultimate Band list that we did probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was. As far as the lists we do, I feel like they're actually really challenging. Even like it wasn't a list, but name an album that is great beginning to end.
Right.
That took a couple days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this, I'm shocked that I'm as close to being done as I am. 24 hours.
It's either very easy. If you're a fan of like older music, I think maybe it might be a little easier that way because, man, if you're a fan of I don't know, like one of my favorite fucking guitar players of all time, Dwayne Allman. He doesn't make my list, but I mean, it's easy because, like, oh, there's that guy. There's a lot of people of that generation that made bad decisions. Cool. My list actually skews a little younger than that, but nonetheless, it's. I'm kind of interested in what yours is. I think I already know a couple just from our conversation.
Yeah, just
last
from
night,
knowing who I am as a human being.
But a lot of it is, though, what we'd like you to do is give us in your comments your band in Valhalla. The fucking 5 people you would have.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get really fanciful and go, okay, well, this guy because of this reason, or you can just have it like lead vocals this guy, lead guitar this guy, or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care. But
if you want to extrapolate why, feel free.
Sure.
But I'm curious
because if you give us reasons, we're going to certainly engage with your comments.
Right. And it doesn't have to be. Yeah, like we got called out on getting the Ngannou Dos Santos fight wrong. This guy, a guy just comments like, "So Ngannou won."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was hoping I'd be like, and I replied to him, and I was like, "Yeah, who the hell gets knocked out from getting punched from behind anyway?" As a jovial thing. Yeah. But it's like people will just fucking come down, drop down, like talk shit wrong. You're wrong.
Right.
And then when engaged, they never return.
Well, that's the other thing, too, because the Ngannou thing, well, anything with UFC, you fucking people ought to know. If you're a regular listener to this, whatever Kevin says, pick the fucking opposite.
We are not experts. We are fans.
I am awesome at picking the wrong shit all the time, like almost like flawless.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like about our MMA shit. It's not coming from a place of expertise. We've never said it's such either.
Yeah.
It's truly from like higher than a casual fan, I would certainly say. I mean, goddamn, if there are fights on, we're probably watching.
Little fucking, combat fucking background, I suppose. I mean, I took some karate shit when I was a kid. I was in the fucking Marines. We had enough of that. And then after that, kind of rolled a little bit. I've had a little bit of traditional jiu-jitsu, not the Brazilian form. And also, well, had a very ill, a bad experience, let's just say, on some crazy kickboxing shit over in Lubbock. So anyway, but yeah.
Like
it was a Muay Thai gym. It was supposed to be, but all these motherfuckers were all American kickboxers. So it was bad.
Kickboxers trying to think of themselves as Muay Thai fighters.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that's living a lie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So come over here. I'm going to see if I can break your shin.
So I mean, we've fucking done some shit here, but certainly nothing that compares with a lot of the people you see fighting now. I mean, hell, wrestling wasn't even an option. And I went to one of the bigger schools in Texas in high school. They didn't even have a wrestling team. So that wasn't even an option at that point, which kind of sucks now because looking at the UFC roster, it's like half wrestlers now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somebody's going to come along and figure them out, and that's going to be that. That'll be the end of that stage. Just like BJJ had its run,
sure.
It's still there. I'm not saying it's not, but the dominant form is fucking wrestling now.
It's tough to find someone that can bring BJJ back to the forefront. All the goddamn icons aren't doing it anymore. They're retired or fighting in other organizations with a little more HGH in their blood than maybe they need.
Well,
I'm looking at you, Vitor.
But your high level BJJ guys too, that's their focus.
Yeah.
And it doesn't translate well into mixed martial arts because a lot of the times they don't give two fucks about striking. They're trying to figure out a way to get that to the ground. Well, a wrestler will fucking certainly go there with you, but the problem is you don't want a wrestler on top of you.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to initiate anything when you got a fucking grinder on you.
Yeah. I mean, but that's, it's just, I really think there's a direct correlation to a lot of the power you see over the top of your ground and pound. It's 10 times worse out of your wrestlers, especially if they're able to kind of really posture up and be able to kind of get, and they don't even look for mount half the fucking time. They're cool with fucking getting half guard, and then that's when they'll be able to start raining down blows. That's when it starts getting really dangerous if you're on the bottom, just trying to look out for some of that shit. Because let's face it, wrestlers generally, by and large, don't have a great striking game anyway. They tend to be a little lackluster in accuracy, shall we say?
Yeah.
I know I'm not trying to say they're windmill their way through a fight, but against a pure striker, they tend to. Well, it's like Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley has to connect. His punches look sloppy as fuck, but if he can connect one,
he's going to put you on your ass if he hits you in the mouth.
That's exactly right.
It's not necessarily he never looked super pretty when he threw a punch.
No,
but that might be what lent so much success to his stand-up as well.
But there was some utility to it because it's a little tough to block. It's a whole different fucking matter if you got a wrestler throwing a strike at you compared to somebody who's a straight-up boxer.
Yeah. Thing is, Woodley, after round 3, can't throw punches because then you don't have the gas to put power behind it, and then just looks like a sloppy punch.
Yeah.
That's when he goes for takedown. I wish that Ben Askren would fucking learn how to throw a punch too. Have you seen that guy throw punches?
Yeah, no, he's awkward. He's
weird.
Very awkward.
You can tell that he's strictly lives and dies by that wrestling.
All day is laughing. I'll go, well, that's why it's called funky.
No, I don't think that's why. I mean, I get he's the most normal looking dude. The guy doesn't have he's not a shredded guy, that's for sure.
Right.
I think people have said he has like a dad bod.
But it is another Rufus Sport product, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know, Ben. We're like covering everything. Like
we're all over the map.
Actually, before we go to moving into our metal and MMA side of stuff, and even our Mead side of things, let me go ahead and throw this one out there. Obviously, my week has been shit, but I've been satiated because I was able to just unload all my magma of fucking discontent on Brandon yesterday. So.
It was a two-way street.
I'm actually all right with it now. I know that you've not had the best of weeks either.
No, but it has been a good run of decent time. But this one tested me at my very core. I'll run down the day. So
okay.
Day 1, Monday night, I just fucking broke my phone. I was like, this is not a good... The screen.
The
I
screen.
dropped it.
So it's like...
Dropped it on fucking concrete because I'm an idiot. And so that happened. I was like, oh, shit, great. So I can't fucking text without picking pieces of glass out of my thumb. So that's on the list of an upgrade, which is no big deal. It's Metro. It's cheap shit.
I was going to ask because, man, they used to do upgrades, right? When you'd have like a provider like Verizon or AT&T, whatever. And like, oh, cool, it's been 2 years. I can get an upgrade. That shit went away.
It's gone.
A long
now
time
you're
ago.
leasing phones.
Yeah, because
for that upgrade.
Because their phones are fucking between $1,000 and $1,200. You have $1,500 maybe if you're a crazy bastard that wants all the bells and whistles of an iPhone.
If you got that much money to throw on a phone, you should fucking throw it at a Gibson instead. Learn how to play guitar.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So the Monday that sucked. Because I'm not what you would call a slave to technology, except for the fact of like when I need to get rest.
Sure.
Because I'm a little weird. That and the fact I got a little tinnitus. I kind of need something going to not just fucking focus on the slight ringing in my ears. So then we move forward to Tuesday night. Fucking bring the old lappy and the murder bag. Gonna get some magic fucking arena going.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a relatively slow week out there at the Salt Mine.
Did I already complain about that whole fucking Magic the Gathering shit?
No.
Every time I go to Colorado to visit Brett, I get hooked back the fuck in. Every time. Now, Brett's my brother. That's cool. But god damn it, I just did.
Well, it's better than going and like having a friend's like, every time I hang out with this guy, I get re-addicted to crack.
Well, it's close. It's similar in a lot of ways.
I know. I almost dropped $40 on that shit today. Thanks, Brett.
But and it's badass. And that guy's still playing basically an unsupported version, I think, of the game now. And
I mean, when you play a game that's free to play and it is supported by microtransactions, and you have unlocked everything, that's an accomplishment in itself. Especially with it being a Wizards of the Coast game.
Yeah,
that is a hell of a feat. Because I was like, I'll build a deck over here while we're in Denver. And goddamn, if he didn't have every fucking card, I was like, I could be here for days.
Yeah.
I could be here for fucking days. So that's what I was going to do at work.
Right.
I'm going to build a deck.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, and don't judge us because that does seem nerdy. Magic seems a little nerdy. But goddamn it, it's actually addictive as hell. And so keep calling it that and don't play it. Because if you do, you'll go, motherfuckers were right.
Be just like that friend that has that little bag of crack for you. So I'm booting up my goddamn laptop, and my desktop doesn't load. I'm rocking Windows 8.1, like the last bastion of being able to do whatever the fuck you want with your computer before Windows 10 came and like anally raped us.
To where then basically Microsoft owns what you do, and
precisely.
I like that Apple people always go, see, like fuck you. You guys are even worse than Microsoft.
Yeah, are you serious? You guys are assholes with your software, let alone your hardware.
Yep.
So basically, I can't get my goddamn computer to boot. And
everything on the cloud?
Fuck, I don't use cloud. I'm off the grid. I'm as off the grid online as I can possibly be.
You have a pirate laptop, that's for sure.
Yeah,
a yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum.
You better have 3 passkeys to get into my goddamn lair. But what the sad thing was, so I basically had to do a full reinstall. I was lucky I was able to actually boot in safe mode to get that done. I thought I was going to have to fucking wipe the entire thing, which means I'd have to buy a new OS. But the sad thing is this. The epic pornographic film I made many moons ago is now gone. Forever.
Could we not access your hard drive with the shit that I'd pulled stuff off of mine before?
No, it's gone.
It wiped it?
Well, I had to do a reinstall of Windows.
Shit.
Like my registry was fucked. It would
You can't take it to like the FBI and say, hey, there's some really cool titties on this thing.
And I don't mind if y'all look at them, but I need you to retrieve them for me. Yeah, so that's gone. It was a little bit of a bummer because, I mean, shit, it was like 12 years old. So, but it was a part of my history. It's part of my youth, if you will.
Your sexual history caught on tape.
Yes.
As we all do.
It was the greatest 18 months of my life. So that sucked. But I was like, man, this has been a pretty shitty week. It can't get any shittier. But then it did. And I wish I was just speaking in a metaphor.
Oh, you mean like real shit?
Yeah.
Like fecal matter.
Wednesday night, I'm at work 5 fucking minutes. Phone rings, and I'm like, oh, God, please be someone out asking for room. Don't be someone here. Don't be someone here. It's someone there. Clogged toilet. Can you come help? I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can help.
Throw on your tool belt like Schneider from One Day at a Time?
I wish I had a tool belt. I always pull my pants down a little bit.
Got to show them that little cleavage I got in the back.
My money maker. My old deposit slip, if you will. So I go in there, and of course the fucking toilet seat is down. I'm like, oh God, it's going to be a shit show in there.
Oh, because they didn't want to look at it.
Yeah, they were ashamed. They're like, but I'm going to have to see. You called me. Do you want to do it? Oh, by the way, the plunger that I use probably has a handle on it that's probably about 14 inches long.
A 2 dick length plunger.
Basically a double fister. And
which one of you had the corn?
I wanted to do that if I had a little more frivolity in my heart. Be like, God damn, someone's eating good.
That's a fucking Applebee's, right?
So, I'm like, I'm a bit of a germaphobe. If I wasn't before, I fucking am now. I'm trying to get this thing unclogged, and it's just, I'm getting shit water just all up and down my arms.
I would like to correct you. The disgust in touching another human's poo does not make you a goddamn germaphobe. It makes you goddamn normal is what it makes you.
I mean, I'm not a nurse, so shit bothers me. Even my own shit bothers me.
Yeah, no, that's...
I would never sift through my own shit if I'd swallowed a ring or something to retrieve it. It's gone.
It's gone.
It is gone.
Nope, that shit belongs to the sewer gods.
If I hear the clink of metal on porcelain, well, I'm just glad it's out of my body. So after that, I basically just said, fuck it. This week is dead to me. And that's when I realized you had a 4-day weekend. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Independence Day provided a pretty great venting.
Oh, had to go out and get some explosives and beer and fucking hang out and do some fun shit outside, which we usually, most of our activities, I'm usually like along for the ride. Whatever Brandon wants to do, fucking most of it's usually in the house. But the 4th of July provides other weird frivolities outside for the summer of Kevin, which involve fucking basically artillery shells and copious amounts of Budweiser.
Dude, I haven't shut off artillery shells in like 15 years.
I mean, that was the fun thing about it, you know?
Yeah.
And we got to get all that shit. We got them done just in time. And then when the city's fucking display started, like almost immediately
That was
after.
perfect fucking timing.
Yeah.
And I mean, after about, I think I was at beer 10 after that.
It was a good day. That was a good day, Tater.
Good day. And then fucking close it out. A little Magic the Gathering and some late night vittles.
Man.
That little fucking concoction you made last night was a little El Diablo.
That's the way I do breakfast.
Yeah,
I made breakfast for dinner last night.
That was kick ass.
It was just like hash browns and fucking sausage, and I don't even know if I threw any eggs in on it. No.
It was purely meat and fucking tater.
And a lot of cheese. This the other thing, yeah. Right.
And a little bit of heat.
Right. Yeah, it was a throw together. And by the way, if you're going to make hash browns at home, and you're always wondering why your shit doesn't brown up, here's why. You got to. What you do is you run your fucking potatoes through a grater, a cheese grater. You run it through that, and you collect it all over the top of a fucking good kitchen towel or whatever. And you squeeze the shit out of it. Get all that liquid out, because nothing's going to brown if it's got a bunch of water in it.
Right.
And
that's why shitty hamburger meat you buy in the tube never looks right.
No.
There's so much goddamn water in it.
Exactly. The same principle. So you got to get that water out. So that's what you can do with potatoes. Run through a cheese grater. Fucking, just fucking take your anger out basically on a kitchen towel with a fucking whole bunch of potatoes that are ground up in there. Squeeze that shit out. Get a hot skillet, a couple of dollops of butter in there. Drop your fucking hash browns in and push them into the bottom of the pan. And there you go. That's the perfect.
And they're
fucking way to
badass.
do 'em.
I mean, they're don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with a fucking hash brown from Mickey D's. But those motherfuckers, you eat 4 in a day, your ass is dead.
Yeah.
Your heart will stop.
You're going to die, yeah.
You will die.
Yep.
But goddamn, they're good. But there's something to be said about fucking properly shredded fucking hash browns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Round hash.
It worked out all right. It was a pretty good night.
It was great.
Add all that in with, I don't know, and I did a weird, because I got out the cazuelas, which I don't want to go too deep here, but I decided here, I don't know, about like a year ago, that what's better than a plate or a bowl is a plate that is a bowl.
A plole.
And they are. It's a Spanish fucking piece of clay cookware or dinner. I guess they're actually more of what you would actually serve dinner in. But I bought 4 of those, and they're fine. They take up a lot of space, but other than that, they're great for most things I do.
Fucking anything you make here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like they were designed around kind of most of the shit that I make. Yeah, whether it's a roast beef or it's a chili or fucking hash browns, whatever, But it was kind of a simple little throwdown on that, and throw in. And by the way, if you live in New Mexico, then you already know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, you're missing out on the greatest fucking thing ever. If you buy Pace thinking that picante sauce is the best shit on planet Earth, well, you're wrong.
It serves its purpose, but
I also know you're very white, but that's,
Which is funny because they tried to make the commercials. Remember back in the day, this stuff's made in New York City.
New York City.
It's like they tried to make it sound like, no, we're legit. If you eat other shit, you're white.
Yeah. No. That's the widest shit you can get your hands on.
Fuck yeah.
Basically, because if you're buying salsas and you live in New Mexico, you know Sadie's is the best shit out there.
Church.
I know other people say, well, hold on, my cousin fucking does this. What? That's fine.
My cousin Huevo
makes
quite.
But if you're talking about mass-produced salsa out of New Mexico, you got to get Sadie's.
Absolutely.
And they have what they call hot and not hot.
Yeah. That's what I like. It's like it's either hot or it's not.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You don't need fucking 5 different heats.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want it hot or I don't.
But yeah, throw that on and fucking cheddar and some ranchero cheese and fucking all things are good. So,
ooh. Yeah.
Let's get to the Mead side of it. We didn't start a batch this weekend because fucking my air conditioner going down. I don't mind a batch underway already that's already done primary fermentation and the house getting hot, cold. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to start a new batch when it's in the 90s in this fucking house.
Fuck no, man. Timing's got to be primo on that shit.
It does. So maybe next week, at least I hope. Because if it's not next week, that means some asshole didn't fix my shit yet. That's not going to be a good day.
And our normal warm charm is going to be gone.
Yeah, my childish optimism will be.
Yeah, if that's the case, fucking next week's podcast will be coming to you from my shop because it'll probably be cooler in there.
Probably cooler in your shop than here. I would think.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it probably would be, but at like 3 o'clock, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
It's like a goddamn oven in there.
Yeah, but a 10 building cools off fast, too.
True.
Though, but anyway, that's the Mead update for the week. Yeah, like I said, we have a batch that's underway, but it's already gone through primary. It's already been racked a couple of times now. So, and that's our Holly King batch that'll be coming out late November, early December. That's kind of still the timeline we're looking at. We will get Green Man started, which the good news on that is because now my garden's actually cranking out some green chilies. I got about 5 peppers going right now.
God, they're going so much faster than last year.
That's because last year was cold bit. I think.
Yeah, you had mentioned that, and I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And blossoms like crazy. It looks like somebody fucking just poured goddamn popcorn all over those plants, The blossoms are going nuts.
Awesome.
So we're going to have a lot of green chili this year.
Killer, man.
On that. Other than that, that's kind of the Mead update for the week. Now, this is where, unless you got anything else to add on that front.
Nay, sir.
Do we want to go ahead and go straight on the metal side or the MMA side? I will leave it up to you because both of them are going to be a little lengthy, I think.
Yeah, I think let's open up with the metal because I've made my choice.
All right. So we started the show by talking about you put together your band from Valhalla, and that is it's got to be all musicians that are no longer with us and how you would plug them in.
Talk about a cheerful topic.
And I think there are going to be some. My list looks pretty simple now that I think about it. But
do you want to go back and forth, singer?
Maybe. I gave so much thought to this, and I eventually had to convince myself. When it comes to drummers, I had to go. If I don't pick John Bonham, I'm a dumbass for my musical taste.
Yeah, we're not talking about the best. We're not trying to make the best. It's the band that we want when we die.
Yeah, exactly. So. I went drums. I went John Bonham.
I can't argue with that. We were talking about Nick Menza earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, I totally forgot about that guy. And he made
pick. But I can't pick him over John Bonham.
That's true. That's true. It would make more sense for me to pick Nick Menza because fucking Megadeth in the 90s. I was almost a bigger fan of Megadeth in the 90s than I was Metallica because I got on the load. I was on board with the load reload train, but it was like, damn, I just heard Black Album.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I understand it, but I still love these albums.
And Megadeth cranked out the 3 best albums, or at least 2. I would say 2, but
I'd say every album they put out in the 90s were great.
Were great fucking records.
Yeah, everything from Rust in Peace, Cryptic Writings, everything, and Countdown to Extinction and Euthanasia. Yeah. Those are all solid albums.
And those are all Nick Menza albums, too.
Even the little Hidden Treasures EP they did was fucking all right.
Yeah. So I went John Bonham on that particular pick because that, and it's not just so much because of the fact I'm a Led Zeppelin fan, which I am, but that guy seemed to transcend what everybody else was trying to do behind a kit.
Yeah.
And people are still trying to learn his shit. His method, his approach to drums is fucking... to this day, And here we are, 40 years after his death, over 40 years after his death, and people still trying to basically utilize him as a baseline of how you should fucking approach rock drums. So
it's a solid pick, dude. Fucking totally solid.
Who you got?
I went with Randy Castillo. Randy Castillo was he initially drummed for Lita Ford back in the early 80s.
Okay.
But found he joined Ozzy's band around the time of The Ultimate Sin.
Okay. See, I recognized the name, but I wasn't able to place him.
Yeah, and he drummed.
He's kind of a hired drum. Right?
Hired gun drum. He play his drum line. He does drums on the No More Tears album, which is a very divisive. It's an album that will split Osbourne fans, I think.
Yeah.
Either you love that album or you fucking hate it. I think there's no it's okay. So, but for me, hearing it when I was 11 years old, it was kind of goddamn cool. Even though later I've come to find out that's one of the more radio friendly Ozzy albums.
Yeah.
But the drumming on it is fucking tight as a drum. But it was tough for me to go through because really for bands I like, there's not a lot of dead drummers.
Yeah,
you know, I could revert it to anything, or even now that you're talking about Nick Menza.
Yeah,
I almost fucking replaced Randy Castillo with Nick Menza.
Yeah,
but I still think Castillo he fits the rest of the band. Okay. I'll say that out of all, if there was a throwaway bit in my band, it would be the drummer, but he still fits all four of the other guys that are playing with him in Valhalla.
I went for bass. I basically went with a guy who admitted his own admission that he plays bass, but he's basically a guitar player on bass, and that's Lemmy. Because I thought if you're not picking Lemmy at bass, I wanted to go John Entwistle. I did. I thought this guy, a pioneer of how fucking rock bass players should fucking be. Yeah. I really wanted to go John Entwistle. I did, but I went Lemmy because of the fact it's fucking Lemmy. I went Lemmy because it's Lemmy.
It's fucking Lemmy Kilmister, the man we thought would never die, and he did. So we're getting him in the band. Fuck yeah! No, I can't, and you don't really have to explain why. Which is why I'm not going to have to explain why either about my pick, Cliff motherfucking Burton. We can move on.
Right?
Why do you pick Cliff Burton? Because God damn it, he was such a goddamn amazing individual.
I mean, and a lot of people, well, not a lot, a few people would probably say, well, what about Jaco Pastorius? That motherfucker never played in a rock band. We're talking about rock/metal bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people, by admission, I would say that, maybe the most talented bass player ever. Stanley Clarke was fucking awesome, too, but I'm not putting him in a rock band.
Yeah, and Cliff could fucking do anything.
That's another guy that fucking basically was a guitar player playing a bass.
Well, goddamn it, how many bands did you know of in the early '80s that on one of their albums they had a bass solo?
Right,
just a bass solo.
Yeah, right.
Nobody. I mean, I found out probably I was a teenager when I found out that goddamn bit on "For Whom the Bell Tolls," that beginning part was a bass. I thought it was a guitar.
Right.
It was a goddamn bass played by a madman.
Yeah.
And it took a goddamn bus to kill him.
Yeah, I was going to say, never sleep on the bus.
That's never sleep on the bus. They should have let Kirk Hammett have that bunk. And this would be a different story, man.
All right.
That might have been a little fucked up thing to say. If LJ, if you're listening, I'm a huge Metallica fan. Just trying to have fun.
Yeah. Okay, now here's the thing. Because being a five-piece, this is where it gets a little different at the top. Did you pick one lead singer, one lead guitar player, and one rhythm guitar player?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and compare our rhythm guitar player then. I went Chris Cornell.
Solid pick.
Because, the guy was fine. He was a fine guitar player. Very fine. Matter of fact, shit, you could probably plug him into a lead somewhere if you wanted to. You're going to get that grunge, slow, fucking crazy, cool shit that made grunge what it was. But I picked that guy because, rhythm and the fact that son of a bitch could belt vocals like you would not believe.
Yeah, fucking having Cornell do your harmonies.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's see when I built this band, it's really only powered vocally by the lead singer.
Okay.
There's not a lot of people in this band that can do harmonies.
Right.
I don't. Cliff maybe. I don't know. I never heard.
By the way, I was kind of wanting to go John Entwistle and John Bonham and find a bunch of other Johns. Call it 4 non-Johns. Yeah.
4 dead John.
But anyway, yeah,
that's pretty good. I went Jeff Hanneman, guitar player from Slayer.
Okay.
He is my rhythm man.
Right.
Now, he can play lead. Dude
Right.
can play lead, but he can fucking shred on he can just riff. And that I'd almost went Chris Cornell as well. But Jeff Hanneman at rhythm, that fucking guy will be able to play anything. That's kind of my ongoing thing, to be able to do anything between rock and metal.
See, and I know that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 individuals, probably one in an apartment in Austin going, what? Chris Cornell is fucking rhythm guitar. What? No, you have that guy's lead vocal. I know. Stick around, because this is why there's a method to my madness.
When you hear all 5 on both of ours, it'll all make sense.
Yeah.
I promise. It'll all make sense. Mine might won't, but it will make sense.
Which I, by the way, did not pick Stevie Ray Vaughan, but oh well. I thought about it. For a moment.
I thought about it too, but I was like, man, it won't fit.
So for lead guitar, the most cliched pick probably ever could be Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, absolutely.
I did not pick Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh.
I picked the man best known for playing in Damage Plan, or the little band known as Pantera, maybe. But I wanted Dimebag Darrell for my lead guitar player. I thought about Randy Rhoads. I was never a Randy Rhoads guy, and I'm still not. So I can't pick Randy Rhoads. But I did pick Dimebag Darrell.
And again, that's a fucking... you need no explanation for that.
I mean, and a lot of people go, hey, I thought you were a Duane Allman fan. Yeah, I am, but come on, man. We're talking about putting together a modern, or at least my approach was I'm putting together a modern rock metal band, and he doesn't fit. Sure, if the dude would have lived, sure, probably would have figured it out. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because we'd be having like a 70-year-old man fucking plunking along like looking like, Jimmy Page and, doing his shit. But I mean, no. I thought Dimebag Darrell would be for that lead guitar position. I thought that'd be the best right there.
Well, I mean, he again, and I'll go ahead and just fucking save time. I fucking picked Dimebag as my lead guitarist as well, for the fucking fact that he was able to do anything. He could do anything. He can make a guitar sound like it was screaming in fucking pain, and then make it sound like shit. I mean, Pantera has one of the best versions of Planet Caravan I've ever heard.
Oh, absolutely.
I would almost say better than the original. Better than the original. And another guy, if you want to make a theme band, you can make a band made of people that died on stage.
If you're weird,
you have Dimebag and Nick Menza on there. So you're already 2. Even if you want a 4-piece, you're halfway there.
The lead singer one is going to be probably the most interesting one of all, because my pick, you're probably going to go, what?
I'm really curious,
and that's okay. Because it's meant to kind of make you think a little bit, maybe. It's not even meant for that. It's meant for me to go, yeah, this is probably who I think would probably front that band in the best way possible. And I would actually go and say Shannon Hoon. And you'd say, who? Shannon Hoon was lead singer fucking Blind Melon.
Now people are like, the No Rain cocksuckers.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, is that No Rain's fine. Change is fine. Those are the only 2 songs most of you can probably name, and I was in that same fucking boat until not too long ago. The fact of the matter is, and Brandon actually summed it up best last night by saying, these motherfuckers would have made Jane's Addiction a non-factor.
Would have made them irrelevant. Wouldn't have had Lollapalooza
they
or
were
anything.
Going to be that and better, and fucking exceed all of that. They might have been potentially on the horizon, might have been the best fucking grunge band of the late 90s.
Right.
If they had been able to continue. But no, and then, you'd had, Shannon Hoon, who fucking had a little issue with cocaine and fucking booze.
Which is funny. I mean, it's not funny that cocaine
Heroin's
and liquor.
Thing, right?
Heroin. It usually because I'd always thought, I knew he was dead. I always thought it was heroin related. It's like dude in a grunge band from the '90s that died really early.
He liked to party. A little cocaine.
A lot of coke.
A little cocaine.
But and I also mentioned that he fucking reminds you of Janis Joplin.
He's got an
raspy,
interesting
high register voice
on some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
primarily on live shit. That dude live has pipes, man.
Yeah.
That because you hear No Rain, and it's like it's just a dude with a high register singing a pretty song. You hear that motherfucker jam live, and it's amazing.
Well, and I know why they weren't really commercially successful. Number one, they put out that second album, and he was dead within weeks. But the other thing is because of the fact is that they were trying to break into kind of a scene that was already established by Pearl Jam, by Stone Temple Pilots, by Soundgarden, everybody out there that was already hitting it on the grunge shit. Even though they kind of started in Los Angeles in like 86, they didn't really put their best foot forward on actually forming Blind Melon and getting shit done till 91, which is actually kind of late in the game. Mm-hmm. Which you think 91's like, oh, that's just the birth of what was going. No, look at what Pearl Jam was doing. Look at Soundgarden. Those guys were already signed to major fucking labels in 89.
Right. Alice in Chains as well.
And putting out their best shit in 91. So they were kind of already behind the curve a little bit, but they might have actually kept the grunge movement alive, I think.
It would have bought it more time.
And who the fuck knows? But I mean, they
could
could have.
Speculation at this point.
But anyway, I'd go Shannon Hoon.
Unsung fucking hero. I know people, they're not unsung to people like us. But Blind Melon, they get credit for one song. And they have so much they have an entire catalog of shit for just having to hang it up so quick.
Yeah. No, and
I was shocked at how many songs they had.
And a worthy fucking band that just really never. As soon as he died, they're like, "Well, there you go. That's another fucking. There's another rock and roll death. Right. There you go. Goodbye." You know, and I mean, if they've tried, but really, Shannon was the fucking anchor of that band.
When you lose a singer like that, it's tough to recover.
That's it. I'm interested on yours because I think it's going to be one of three,
and all from a certain era of tunes.
Well, because I'm guessing either Scott Weiland.
He was up there. He was on my list.
Lane Staley, I would assume, would be the one.
He was on the list as well.
You didn't go with that.
Well, I had it down to three.
And you told me what the other one would be last night. I went, God damn, that's not a bad pick.
Yeah, and after even thinking about it right now, I had to go with Chester Bennington.
Yeah,
I had to do it. Because of the people I have helping him.
Right.
You got Randy Castillo, who's not known for fucking blast beats or anything like that. Everybody that's behind a guitar is known for shredding.
Right.
But that's not what they're going to do in my band. It is going to be, if anyone's going to shred it might be Cliff Burton doing it.
Yeah.
Because I basically have three guitar players.
Yeah, no, same. Yeah. You can't tell me Lemmy's like really a true bass player, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, that motherfucker might be leading the party more than Dimebag or fucking Jeff Hanneman. But Chester's singing, like, if I want to do a sludgy, shreddy fucking thing, Lane Staley is the easy choice. If, like, Mike Starr was on bass and Cantrell died in a car accident, it would have to be everybody else because Lane only fit with Alice.
Yeah.
Even the Mad Season stuff, some of it's cool as shit, but something's not right.
Right. No, I get it.
Chester would fucking belt out shit that would make you weep and make you want to fucking rip the throat out of the guy next to you. Because, you know, you're dead. You can pull that shit off anyway.
But anyway, that's our bands from Valhalla. I would, look, if you're listening to this podcast, man, truly, let us know what you think. I'm not here to bust balls or anything else. I'd really like to know. Shit, even if you're like, I really want to think of one name and it's this. That's fine. Yeah. That's fucking fine, too.
Work on it.
Yeah. Anyway, give that some thought. UFC 239. Let's see. We're kind of getting a little long in the
yeah,
time
I'm actually I'm getting handy on this one. I'm writing down time signatures.
Little handies.
I'm giving handies over here. That's why I'm wearing pants.
Yeah. You want to talk prelim card? I'm going to take a piss.
I will run that shit down while you relieve yourself, and when you return, we will talk about the big three. Yeah. All right. The early prelim card via ESPN Plus. You got ladies bantamweight fight, Julia Avila fighting Pani Kianzad. At welterweight, you got Ismail Nardiev fighting Chance Recontry. Middleweight, you got Edmund Shabazian fighting Jack Marshman. Jack Marshman is automatically the winner on the prelim card for having the easiest name to pronounce. And you move on to the preliminary card via ESPN. Alejandro Perez fighting Yadong Song at bantamweight. Women's strawweight, Claudia Gadelia fighting Randa Marcos. That might actually be pretty good. I can see Marcos maybe finishing Adelia. She's looked really, really not great ever since falling to Joanna. So, but Joanna hadn't looked great since fighting Van Zandt either. Marlon Vera fighting Noylan Hernandez at bantamweight, and then you got a bunch of skinny bastards fighting on the prelims.
Marlon related to Brandon. I'm sorry. Let me get on.
Brandon Vera, yeah, I think they're brothers.
Okay, cool.
And the main event of the prelims is Gilbert Melendez fighting Arnold Allen at featherweight. Like I said, a bunch of skinny fucks fighting.
It's shocking that Melendez is still in the promotion, but okay.
Yeah, still going strong. And moving on to the main card, the first two fights are going to be opening up with Diego Sanchez, who is no longer Jackson Wink. Everyone's proud of their Albuquerque fighters, but apparently if you don't train at Jackson Wink, you're no longer an Albuquerque fighter.
Yeah.
Fighting Michael, who I've fought Michael Chiesa ever since that fucking
no,
Kevin
I agree.
Lee
Fuck
shed.
Michael Chiesa. Fuck Michael Chiesa.
I mean, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I got Sanchez with this. Sanchez via a rather probably 15-minute grind.
I want all of you to take note. This is the first time I'm picking Diego Sanchez ever in my fucking life. And I'm picking him by a finish, too.
Yeah.
I think it's important for him to come out with a new camp. Well, he's not really at a new gym yet, but he's not at Jackson Wink.
Yeah, he says he has one guy in his corner for the fight.
Yep.
One guy, probably just his bro Jim.
Yeah.
Where he met him at fucking Frontier while he was getting a breakfast burrito on Central.
It's like, hey, that's Carlos. Leave him alone. Yeah.
And also, this is Chiesa making his welterweight debut, I believe. He ain't going back to 155.
Fuck that
but
guy.
Again, it's Michael Chiesa. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Luke Rockhold also bumping up weight to 205, fighting Jan Blachowicz.
Holy shit.
Dude looked fucking huge at weigh-ins.
Cuckold?
Luke
Or Rockhold?
Oh, Luke fuckhead? Yeah, he looked fucking huge, dude.
I'm going to go against him just because he's an AKA guy, but
Yeah.
that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Rockhold. It's tough. I'm trying to look past the fact that I think he's a cocksucker.
Wash your mouth out with soap.
But now we're going to talk about these three because we're going to start rocking a little something on these cards where the three biggest fights, and they'll primarily be on the main card unless it's one of those weird ones where the main card has no star power, but the prelims are just chock full of it.
All right, yeah.
And we'll see how we do by the end of the year. Just three fights, and you just got to pick the winner. It doesn't matter finish or anything like that.
Right.
You get the right guy, you get a point. You don't, you don't. And we're going to open up with fucking Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren fighting.
Masvidal. All day.
Masvidal is the underdog in this fight.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm just pointing that out.
You keep in mind, Robbie Lawler was the underdog in the fucking fight against Askren, too.
The thing is, and I brought up earlier, Ben Askren doesn't like to punch people. He wants to take you to the ground, and that's when he'll punch you.
If Masvidal can keep distance,
yeah,
that fight is his all day.
That's going to be a theme in all three of these fights.
Yeah,
distance.
Right.
And I think Jorge can do it as long as he doesn't get ragey and just go in there for a kill and get sloppy and get taken down and fucking run ragged.
Sure.
I got Masvidal. I could see him knocking Ben Askren out.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. My problem with Askren, the motherfucker's already looking past this fight. He's been talking about wanting to fight Usman and everything else before this fight's even happened. Dude, you can't. I don't know. There's an old Midwestern saying of you fucking don't count your chickens before they're hatched. And this dude has been counting chickens.
I thought it was don't fuck your chickens before they're hatched.
No, that's maybe a West Coast thing. But this dude's been counting chickens fucking heavily, like for weeks now. You know, because he's fucking got this weird rivalry with Kamaru Usman, who's the better fighter, by the way, but the champ. And he keeps like, yeah, I'm a beat, and he's such an asshole. I don't want to call him a racist, but the man's name is Jorge Masvidal. If you have to call him George,
I don't know, man. I think a lot of people call him George. Even I saw an interview where people were calling him George.
Well, if you can't fucking pronounce Jorge, then you can go fuck yourself. But
what's that? Is that? Do you think even Jorge calls himself George?
I think he calls himself Jorge.
I hope so. But either that, maybe we're the assholes. I don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, no, I don't like anybody calling out fights beyond where the fucking next fight is at.
Agreed.
I can't do it.
Agreed. And Ben Askren, I mean, his chin has been tested, and it fucking paid out. But this one's going to be a different test.
Yeah. No, I think so.
Lawler almost got the job done.
Yeah. I think Masvidal
might finish the job.
I think he's got more dangerous hands than Lawler.
Yeah. Lawler just wants to go out there and swing, where Jorge wants to go out there and fight.
Yeah.
So we both got Jorge. I think we both probably think by a finish and maybe an early one.
Yeah, maybe.
Your co-main event of the evening.
The best female fighter to ever step in the octagon.
Fighting
The
Amanda,
best ever.
and
Because if
she's
you're
fighting
trying
Amanda
to feed
Nunes.
me this Rousey shit and go fuck yourself. No. The best ever.
Sure.
Amanda Nunes.
Well, that's the only thing these two gals have in common. Her and Holly Holm is that they've both beaten Ronda. Holly's goes a little bit further because she beat Ronda and right when she was at the top of her game.
Sure.
And Nunes just came and fucking swept up afterwards.
Destroyed her.
Completely murdered her.
But Amanda Nunes beat that man known as Cyborg. So, I mean, that's, I guess lady, maybe. I don't know.
The only person to ever give her a run for her money was Shevchenko. And
Yeah.
that was at 135, a weight class.
And
that
you can make that argument Shevchenko won that fight, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there, but yeah.
But here is where I have a problem. If Holly Holm is able, it's all about distance again. If Holly's able to keep the distance and keep Nunes away from her for, I would say, those first 3 rounds.
Well, good fucking luck.
I know, it's a tough.
Yeah.
Shevchenko did it, though, and Shevchenko is an elite kickboxer as well. Holly Holm is an elite kickboxer.
Amanda Nunes' most dangerous shit is when she charges the fucking
Exactly.
ask Chris Cyborg.
It's going to be another case of like last week's Ngannou dos Santos fight. If it gets out of that, well, this one, it's going to take 3 rounds, not 1. Ngannou's a different guy in the second round.
Right.
If it gets into round 4 and Holly hasn't been eating shit, I can see Holly winning this fight.
Maybe, but how's she going to not eat shit when she's fighting?
That's the question.
The most. I would actually put fucking Amanda Nunes top of the list on fucking pound for pound. I would do it. It's not fucking Henry Cejudo. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's
If
bullshit.
it's not Amanda Nunes, it's probably the guy in the next fight,
Agreed.
and that would be John Jones.
Johnny J. Which you're going Nunes?
Yeah.
I'm going to
fucking
go
early.
I'm going to go home.
Oh, good luck.
I'm picking Holly. I'm going to Albuquerque to party with all my friends. Yeah, this main event, John Jones and Thiago Santos, again, it's all about distance. And John will keep you away while beating the living shit out of you. I don't care how big you are. Santos used to be a middleweight.
Santos' biggest problem is the guy's stacked. And we've always pointed out, that's great. That shit works for you great in the first, maybe even second round. But, God damn it, John Jones is one that'll work by attrition if he has to.
He is the most elusive fucking fighter there.
And if he wants to burn out your arms just by making you throw and miss, he will do that for 2 solid rounds. Before then, he starts establishing his shit.
Thiago's look great at 205. He doesn't have to worry about, I don't know how he cut to 185 looking like that. But, man, this is just, who's going to figure out the John Jones puzzle? It is not Thiago Santos.
No. Nope.
John Jones. John Jones
all day. All right. Let's get to the picks.
The more important picks. The picks of the summer of Kevin.
Yeah. Drinking a little $50 bottle of mezcal tomorrow, but on the Budweisers today. So I got to monitor and slowly proceed into the Saturday, which will be the huge fight day.
Indeed. Yeah, buddy. Going Bud.
Music-wise, I went down a weird Megadeth fucking hole today. I'm good. I think I'm good with that. But I recommend you get down the fucking weird Blind Melon wormhole.
That is a far bigger thing to go explore because you'll learn a lot more instead of just realizing that Dave Mustaine's an asshole.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And I'm gonna go fucking cut my throat in your bathroom and go listen to the band I created in Valhalla.
All right. Fights, John Jones all day long for me.
John Jones all day.
All day,
100%.
All right. Damage plan. Ooh. All right.
Closest you'll get to Valhalla without dying.
All right, you heathens. We'll check in with you next week.
Evening, bitches.